You hear it all the time, right? The incredible, world-changing power of AI. But what if the biggest story isn't about its strengths, but about its hidden and, honestly, pretty surprising weaknesses? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and look at what AI really can't do.
Welcome to Super Courseva, where we break down AI, technology, and future skills into simple lessons.
We all tend to picture AI as this flawless, all-powerful digital brain, something that thinks and understands just like us, only way better and way faster. But here's where that whole idea kind of falls apart with really simple human things. If AI really is a superbrain, why would something as basic as a person waving their hand completely stump it? That one little question, it reveals a massive weakness. And that issue is right at the heart of our first big idea, what we call the Hitchhiker Problem. It is the perfect example of how an AI can literally see the world, but be completely blind to what it actually means. Think about this for a second. A self-driving car's AI, it's fantastic at spotting another car. That's a pretty simple object detection task. But understanding a construction worker waving for it to stop, that's nearly impossible for that very same AI. It sees the hand, for sure, but it has no clue what the message is. So what makes this so ridiculously hard for a machine? Well, for one, a wave isn't just one thing. It has almost infinite variety. It could mean hello, or stop, or hey, I'm about to turn. The meaning depends entirely on the context. Who is waving and where are they? And for a car, guessing wrong isn't a small mistake. It's a critical safety failure with huge consequences. And this gets to the absolute core of the problem. AI is great at object detection, but it completely fails at something called intent recognition. That's the ability to understand the purpose behind an action. It sees the what, but it just can't grasp the why. Okay, so why does AI struggle so much with intent? Well, the weakness is actually baked right into the fundamental difference in how it learns compared to, a human brain. Let me give you a medical analogy that makes this super clear. A human medical student can read one chapter on pneumonia, look at maybe 10 example x-rays, and boom, they get the underlying concept. They can now spot it. But if you give that exact same information to an AI, you get, absolutely nothing. It learns zero. It completely fails. Really think about that for a second. A human needs maybe 10 examples to get a handle on a really complex visual pattern. Just 10. Okay, now, the AI. To achieve that same result, it needs 100,000 perfectly labeled images, or even more. It's not learning a concept, it's memorizing through sheer mind-boggling volume. The scale is just staggering. So here's the crucial point. AI isn't reasoning from principles the way we do, not even close. It's a pattern-matching machine that relies entirely on a brute force approach, just seeing a pattern thousands and thousands and thousands of times until it finally sticks. And this brute force method, it leads to another massive hidden trap, a problem that folks in the field call brittleness. This is where an AI that seems absolutely perfect in the lab just completely falls apart in the real world. Here's exactly how it plays out. Imagine you train an AI on 100,000 perfect, high-res x-rays from a top-tier hospital. It gets 99% accuracy. It's amazing. Then you take that AI and you deploy it in a rural clinic, where the machine is a little older, or maybe the technician just takes the image at a slight angle. And the result? The AI's accuracy just crashes. It becomes totally useless. So why does it fail so spectacularly? Because AI is just terrible at generalizing. A human doctor sees a tilted X-ray and their brain just mentally corrects for it, no problem. But to the AI, that tiny, tiny tilt makes the image a completely new pattern it's never seen before. It's like an alien world. Its perfectly narrow training suddenly becomes its single biggest weakness. Okay, so knowing all this, how can we actually succeed with AI? It turns out it's not about finding the smartest AI. It's really about understanding the clear patterns of where it works, and more importantly, where it fails. And you know what? The patterns are actually super clear. AI succeeds with simple concepts where you have mountains of consistent, clean data, like spotting cars on a highway. It fails with complex, context-heavy concepts like human gestures, and it totally fails when the real world doesn't perfectly match its training data, just like we saw in our tilt test. And this is so critical that even the top experts in the world don't just look at an AI project and say, yep, that'll work. No way. They spend weeks doing something called technical due diligence for one main reason: to confirm that the massive amount of perfectly consistent data needed for the project actually exists in the first place. So, the next time you hear about some new AI breakthrough, here's what I want you to take away. The most important question you can ask isn't, is the AI smart? It's much simpler and it's way more important. Does the right data actually exist to make it work? That right there is the real secret to understanding the limits and the true potential of AI.